Equalize, and the call before the storm, a left hand, buckles to find his way out of this trouble, but he got clipped with a beautiful right upper.
He is the future pound for pound star. After completing a kill list of high-level oppositions and becoming the youngest world champion in the sport, Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez is now being eyed by the fans as the one who will beat Naoya Inoue. But does he have the potential to beat the monster? In this video, we will show Bam Rodriguez's most action-packed wins that showcase his skills, power, and drive to the top, and why he is the man to end Naoya Inoue's dominance. Since a kid, Rodriguez had been a demolition machine who had been trained for one thing, that is to have an unblemished career distinguished among the greatest in pugilistic history. He crushed skulls with unbelievable hooks in the amateur ranks to be ranked #1 in the US and #2 in the world at the age of 17. He was already turning veterans into scared chickens in Mexico.
Rodriguez now starting to open up his offense a little bit more. Lands a big hook to the head. Middle of the ring. Rodriguez landing a jab and another combination of the head.
Seems to stun him right now.
Open now. Rodriguez unleashing combinations and down goes Negrete.
In about 90 seconds, Bam had sucked out Negrete's will for battle.
It doesn't look like Negrete's gonna get up.
And then,
making his United States debut, Bam showcased to the world that he is the name that should be mentioned among the best prospects in the sport.
Taiken and
like the way he's walking him down, he's able to cut off the ring.
And powerful right hands from the teenager pulverized his enemies.
As a pro, he's able to go, he found a great corner. He's gonna be able to beat.
Rodriguez continues the body attack and it's straight hand of the knockdown. Beautiful right hook to the body.
The 18-year-old Jesse Rodriguez suffered 0 damage in that beatdown. Trained by Robert Garcia, Rodriguez has talents in spades. He is great at creating angles to find a home for his knockout punches, much like Vasyl Lomachenko. But to top it all, he is highly defensively responsible. Bam ended his 2020 as a prospect to watch. The rising junior flyweight delivered the biggest statement of his young career in knocking out sturdy-chinned Saul Baby Juarez. A patient attack saw Rodriguez move Juarez around the ring, scoring with plenty of power shots.
In there that made Juarez step back, try to close out this year strong, and him himself wanting a world title shot in 2020.
But his killer instincts soon kicked in.
Close out this year strong, and him himself wanting a world title shot in 2021.
Now, with a streak of 5 consecutive knockouts, Rodriguez spent most of this camp training under the belief he would be fighting for a title against WBA World Junior Flyweight titleist Esteban Bermudez. However, the fight fell through, but with that came the selection of Jose Burgos, who thought he could handle Rodriguez but was little match for his unbeaten opponent's supreme skill set.
White gloves on.
The beating was slow and methodical by Rodriguez.
Oh, nice 1-2. Prove your focus.
Rodriguez, he's in there with Burgos.
Right hand to the body for Burgos.
The 21-year-old southpaw smoothly landed without being hit in return like he was in the Matrix.
When Burgos not exactly old himself. Good counter left. And
Rodriguez floored Burgos.
Right back on that jab like you said, Sergio.
equalize, and the call before the storm, a left.
Boom, he caught him with the right uppercut, that left hook that came around the guard.
Once he got back to his feet, he gave him a proper send-off to the Shadow Realm with left hand sending Burgos reeling into the ropes and eventually to the canvas.
And there it was again. They'll wave it off. A good...
In 2022, Bam proved that he could take on any fighter in the lower division, even Naoya Inoue, when he jumped up 2 weight classes to fight Carlos Cuadras.
Touch him up, go back to your corner.
The weight discrepancy made no difference to Bam as he knocked down Cuadras and dominated with his speed and footwork, pelting the veteran with hooks in the clinch.
Once again, he's able to...
And he made Cuadras do the chicken dance.
Went back to the stick.
Bam showed his ability to engage in a war and come out victorious as he defeated Cuadras by unanimous decision to win the vacant WBC Superflyweight title. Winning the title made Rodriguez the youngest active titleist in the sport. Up next, just 3 months later, the 22-year-old looked for an even bigger statement with a bout against one of the toughest boxers in the sport, Srisaket Sor Rungvisai. This fight was Bam's first title defense, and the budding star had a far more formidable challenge in front of him. His opponent, Sor Rungvisai, was an unbreakable legend with an indubitable record of 50 wins, 6 losses, 43 of his wins coming by knockout. Not only did he carry a heavy punch, but he also had an iron chin and had not been knocked out in over 54 fights, promising to be a huge test of Rodriguez's knockout power. Finally, they clashed in Techport Arena, San Antonio, and from the early going, Rodriguez would get in, connect, and by the time Sor Rungvisai would unload, the 22-year-old would already be out of there. The game plan was for Rodriguez to continue to use his quickness and pinpoint accuracy to negate Sor Rungvisai's power.
Well, we know that Rodriguez is a big fan.
So Rungvisai is an expert.
Rodriguez changed his attack in the 4th round when a right hand almost sent Sor Rungvisai to the canvas.
Defensive jab and the power jab. Look at that. From the outside. We're seeing out with the hold and in with the left hand.
Instead, Bam was more willing to stand in the pocket and trade with Sor Rungvisai, as he realized the native of Thailand's power wasn't what he thought it was coming into the fight.
We are seeing is incredible. He's going to be able to hurt this young champion.
Instead of Sor Rungvisai's power being the deciding factor, it was Bam who showed there is a new guard in the land of the super flyweights. During the 7th round, a left hook to the temple sent Sor Rungvisai to the canvas. Then Rodriguez made sure that Sor Rungvisai wouldn't make it to round 9. He closed the show with an overhand left, followed by a barrage of power shots. He kept going until the referee waved it off to successfully defend his title for the first time. With this victory, Rodriguez took his record to 16-0 and added another legend to his victim list as his young career graduated into legendary status. Bam showed that he was knocking on the door of the pound-for-pound list, and he soon extended his contract with Matchroom Boxing. Bam increased chance of winning Fighter of the Year when he took on Israel Gonzalez, a 4-time title challenger from Mexico. Gonzalez got off to a quick start by outworking Rodriguez, including a number of body shots in the first several rounds.
A fight he took on 1 week's notice. He was prepared to fight.
Pace of Israel Gonzalez is just going to have to keep throwing punches.
Those pivots to the left and the right of them. Really good job, not smothering his attack. This is what he did with Chocolate.
There's a right landed for Gonzalez.
However, by round 3 or 4, Rodriguez picked up his pace and began to land an assortment of punches that were harder and cleaner than those of his light punching opponent, which obviously impressed the judges.
Beautiful boxing, man, by both fighters.
Close the gap.
He was blanked, but he did go the distance on a super flyweight.
Rodriguez landed a low blow in losing a point. Rodriguez had vacated his WBC super flyweight title to move down a division. The unbeaten 23-year-old, now a 2-division titleist, took on Christian Gonzalez. Rodriguez kept everything tight and down the middle landing. Vicious combinations.
Something big. Ooh, that scored to this extent. He is a straight predator in the ring at one shot by Rodriguez.
Big, heavy hands boxing.
Gonzalez's confidence increased when he dropped a right hand over the top.
I'd love to see Bam Rodriguez concentrate on the body, I think.
But Rodriguez was slowly breaking the will of the visiting challenger as he continued to land to the body and head with conviction.
The youngest champion in the world till he wanting Bam to turn up the heat. And he caught him with a left.
I find a home for the left hand now.
Here in the 7th. Awkward though at times.
The crowd rose to its feet as the seconds counted down to end the 12th and final round. Rodriguez and Gonzalez exchanged hooks moments after Rodriguez trapped Gonzalez in a corner, though unable to close the show.
Smoother with it, you know. I want to see Bam start stabbing. Guys look back. Of course he wants to become a champion, but he knows that he's outclassed.
The win saw Rodriguez, already the sport's first 2000-born boxer to win a major title, become the first Gen Z boxer to do so in 2 weight divisions. After this fight, he called out the 4-time defending IBF flyweight champion, Sonny Edwards. On December 16, 2023, looking to add the IBF flyweight crown to his WBO version, Rodriguez faced the 4-time defending IBF flyweight champion, Sonny Edwards, in the main event of a DAZN broadcast show on December 16, 2023, at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Coming into this bout, there were questions about Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez's pedigree, accusations that he had not yet faced anyone of any consequence. Well, now he has. Sonny Edwards is a huge opponent, a world champion. As the fight got underway, Sonny Edwards looked to be in control, taking the first round. Bam got on top of him in the second, however, and while Sonny came back in the third and fourth, that second round's damage would be a key moment for the night.
Bam. And then a right hand on the inside. I've actually gotten better. Ooh, good shot. You're right. This thing's heating up. Bam starting to get inside. Oh, Bam caught him off balance. Oh, now Bam's talking. And Sonny might be hurt. He might be in trouble.
Rodriguez's peppering punches caused Sonny Edwards' eye to start swelling and opened up a cut on it. From the 5th round onward, it was all one-way traffic. Rodriguez was setting up and teeing off his shots, while Sonny Edwards was put into a position that he has never been in before, that of simply trying to survive each round.
To your left or to your right? Sergio, he doesn't have the legs to fight the straight line. Earlier this week that you thought Bam was going to knock.
Things went from bad to worse for Edwards, and then the unthinkable happened. Sonny Edwards, who had never been off his feet in his entire career, was dumped face first into the canvas by a thunderous straight left.
For the first time in his career. That will do it for the round. And that's it. Bam Rodriguez.
But Bam Rodriguez is a special.
Without exaggeration, Edwards probably absorbed more punishment in this fight than in his previous 20 outings. Normally a defensive master, he was nailed with brutal combinations in the final 2 rounds, and the blood spraying from his face was enough for his corner to call off the fight. Edwards was annihilated in the masterclass showing by Rodriguez. Afterwards, Edwards revealed he had suffered a fractured orbital bone earlier in the fight, causing him to see double. Well, now a double champ and the unified champ of the flyweight division, Bam immediately called out WBC and Ring Magazine counterpart Juan Francisco Estrada. For this fight, the stakes were ultra high in what is to be Rodriguez's toughest test to date. Estrada was an absolute legend from Mexico, with 44 wins and 4 losses, and had avenged all his losses. Nonetheless, the 24-year-old Bam, who had promised to take over the super flyweight division, had something to prove. From the opening bell, Bam set the tone against the 34-year-old Estrada by asserting nimble footwork and slick boxing that El Gallo just couldn't figure out.
Damn, that's very tricky for him to let go of that shot.
One thing we see from Estrada is that he can do things like that. A nice right hand connects. He never lets momentum.
Estrada boxed Rodriguez well during the early stages.
He's a volume puncher.
Lovely shot there from Rodriguez.
And it goes to the body. Not the same bounce in the step of El Gallo right now.
You miss, it makes you pay.
Nice shot there from Bam. The uppercut from Bam.
Estrada's still buzzed. I don't like the way his knees are bucking. It was a right hook right to the temple. The left side of the temple of Estrada. Beautiful adjustment. There's that body shot.
In the 4th round, only for Bam to punish him with a straight left hand for a knockdown.
Nice uppercut.
And followed up.
Trying to muster a prior version of himself. And now Gallo is in a big
Estrada.
Bam Rodriguez is menaced.
Gets some space for that uppercut.
A giant and a legend like Gallo Estrada.
That's just beautiful.
Bam stole the outside foot position, which allowed him to step through and turn his hips with the straight in the 6th. The veteran managed to shock the younger fighter with a flash knockdown. He doubled the jab to hide his lateral movement before landing the heavy right hand, though Bam ended that round strongly.
Good job, look at that. That was just beautiful.
Bam Rodriguez. Hard right hand.
In round 7, Rodriguez switched it up with damaging shots to the body.
Now this is the fight we thought we would see.
Adopting Gordon Ryan's liver steak recipe, Bam pivoted on his lead foot and sat on a piercing liver shot in the 7th that folded El Gallo in a heap of pain that he couldn't come back from.
You know this is about as good as it gets.
From point A to point B, nothing coming around the guard right now. Anytime Gallo starts to look good, Bam just swings away.
Body shot.
To some fans, never did they think in their lives that they would see Estrada get stopped. For years, no one even came close to stopping this man, and Bam just wiped down the future Hall of Famer. It was a thrilling matchup that got shouts for Fight of the Year 1, where Estrada was forced to pass the torch. The victory moved Bam to number 5 on the pound-for-pound list. After beating the legendary Juan Francisco Estrada in June 2024, Bam Rodriguez returned to the ring in Philadelphia against veteran Pedro Guevara and to defend his IBF Superflyweight title. In Guevara, Bam faced another Mexican foe. The 35-year-old landed the interim WBC World Superflyweight title in May with an impressive away day win over Andrew Maloney and was ready to become a two-weight world ruler with victory over Rodriguez. But the young champion was all too aware of the threat the challenger poses. From the opening bell, Bam cut the ring down and backed up his man effortlessly.
Beware those angles, because it's all footwork with Bam Rodriguez. From that
Connect percentages in the entire...
right now, a lot of foot pressure being applied.
Yeah, you see the movement.
The jab, the body shot. And he's always keeping you on. Pressure being applied by Bam. I haven't seen it
against elite competition.
And that was a really for him against Andrew.
Guevara had no time to mount his offense, and it was simply a matter of time.
Going
against a sticker and mover, a swarmer. Right hand, he's been playing that.
Popularized over the last few years.
Oh, that's a beautiful left uppercut by Bam. He didn't put nothing behind it, and that's why it landed.
Bam dropped the former light flyweight champ with a left hand in round 3, and the writing was on the wall.
He has not been stopped.
Lower weight classes.
Having is pinning down the tricky.
Whoa, he pinned him down and knocked him down.
The challenger rose gamely, but Bam was on him straight away and closed out with a spectacular right uppercut.
Find his way out of this trouble, but he got clipped with a beautiful right uppercut.
That's a danger.
The referee wasted no time calling off the count, and this KO loss was the first of Guevara's career.
Just a beat down, and look, that's what I was talking about, that left hand on the left side of the face. See the south.
Now for the future, perhaps Rodriguez would be ready for a fight against Naoya Inoue. Rather, the reality is that a matchup with the pound-for-pound king has been mooted.
It is a possible fight, but not right now. I've always said it when people ask me that it's a fight that can happen in the future, maybe 2 or 3 years from now. But as of right now, I just have other opponents on my mind.
Rodriguez is 5 feet 4 inches and 67 inches in reach, while Inoue is 5 feet 5 inches and 67.5 inches in reach. Being the smaller man, Bam has to move up to 2 weight divisions in order to fight Naoya, which will be a big jump and would possibly affect his speed and power in that division. Now, set up for a stellar 2025, Bam would be looking to unify all his belts before moving up to the higher divisions where his biggest test awaits him. Do you agree that Bam has a chance at being the first fighter to defeat Inoue? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.